little squeaky. There's Bob Ryan. Bob was, I could talk about a serious thing, but Bob was asking me about the, when they found out about that in Waco, that one of everybody, as we say while we wait for the fire truck, we'll try to entertain you a little bit. I'm Jonathan Arthur Senior. Our shop, as a lot of you seen me before, used to be in Titusville, Florida, which those that don't know where that is, you'll recognize. That particular gun, it retails, pistol with silencer, complete, is but $575, and as you can see, it's fairly accurate. At some of the other shoots, I'll shoot 100 meters with the thing. This is a Ruger Mark II government model, has a larger capacity silencer, which makes it a little bit quieter, but mainly we built this one just because some of you like the looks. Also, this particular gun is Parkerized, military finish. You'll notice that it's a little bit quieter, but to really tell the difference, you got to shoot the two of them side by side. Go ahead, Ken. That's high velocity ammunition. High velocity ammunition, and this time there will be no bullet crack because you have an 18-inch barrel in there that slows the bullet after we bleed the pressure away. This particular gun is the first one I ever built. It has never been a part for cleaning. It has never been a part for maintenance. It's been here for, let's see, 11 conventions now. It goes to all our shoots, and anybody that comes by the shop shoots it. It's been shot to death. When you come back to the show, you look at the finish on it, it's been beat to death. Never been a part. Our silencers do not need maintenance. Listen to this gun right here. You're going to note, again, the mechanical noise of the action, bullet hitting the target, and again, no bullet crack with high velocity ammunition. This gun sells for $575 complete. You add your own scope. Anything about it's going to go to the ground instead of off to the people standing around you. This is our Browning. That's the first ever Browning we built.
Still quiet, still accurate. I did a story for Machine Gun News not long ago on the 77-22, which of course you don't have the mechanical action problem. I was impressed enough that I bought one. He wouldn't give me one. But I'm really pleased with the rifle. Not long ago, I had never really put it on paper. I put a scope on it, four-sighted it, kind of got it in the neighborhood, and it was hitting beer cans and turtles and things, so I didn't really put it on paper. I was doing a story on something else. I was out at the range shooting at 50 yards, and I thought, well, I'll see what this thing will do off a bench. I shot a 10-round magazine through it, had one round climb about...
So you get a feeling of the difference. Thing needs a silencer. For the barrel, and it has locking collars 4 inches away from the muzzle. Now there's a real reason for that, and it's something I want you to look at in a competition. We want accuracy. The only way I feel that you can assure yourself accuracy is proper alignment of the suppressor to the barrel. Now if I pick up the suppressor inside, 4 inches up in there, and then I put alignment collars on it, down on the barrel, I can be assured that the barrel and the hole in the suppressor line up. That allows me to shoot a .223 bullet through a 1/4 inch hole. That suppressor has a .25 hole. So you're talking about 15 thousandths on either side of the bullet as it travels 8 inches through the suppressor. But you got to have alignment to do that. This unit is also made for full automatic fire. In the military testing, we had to run 125 rounds through it non-stop without a failure, and it performed perfectly.
John?
Fire. A lot of noise downrange, but not so much at the gun. Now, a lot of that, if you watch it. Needless to say, that has become our most popular product. Unfortunately, so much so this summer was so good to us, we ran out. And because those people won't sell them. So we set up the CNC machines to build the M203 grenade launcher. This unit here is number 1, serial number 1, which is mine that I'm keeping. And it is mil spec. It meets all government requirements as if it was built by Colt, AAI, whoever. We're going to lob some 203 practice grenades out there, and then I'm going to get the hook. Ricochets count. All right. Questions? Questions? The 203s, the way, because of the government paperwork, we can only sell the completed receiver without the barrel, okay? $12.50, you can buy a barrel any place for $200. Any more questions? Thank y'all very much.
Most of the stuff that people think that we really sell and distribute is black powder replicas, but actually we're heavily into the military surplus arms and ammunition field. We're also working on developing, as Sergeant Friend will show you here, the Parker Hale M85 sniper rifle, which I feel is the finest bolt-action sniper rifle on the market today. It has a fiberglass stock camouflage pattern by Gail McMillan, and the famous Parker Hale bipod, which was based on a Bren gun bipod. And it's a smaller version. It's available. Powder rifles. I didn't bring it out to the shootout here, but we have the 1859 Sharps Verdance sniper rifle. So if any of you people are interested in the older replicas, that'll be you can see that at our table 512 at the show. So to not waste any more time, I'd like to...
Okay, Richard's going to come back out. We had hoped that Peter Kokalis would shoot Richard with his vest, because if we let Peter shoot someone every now and then, he's a lot nicer. But Peter's trained in 2 in the chest and 1 in the head, and Richard wouldn't go for that.
And then the other side, of course, get longer, sharper spears, and they get thicker coconut shells. There is no armor that cannot be penetrated. On the other hand, there is no projectile that cannot be stopped. In our movie, which is going to be advertised in Soldier of Fortune, we talk about this. They say that the 16-inch guns from an Iowa-class battleship shoot a 2,700-pound armor-piercing shell, which will penetrate up to 30 feet of reinforced concrete. Now, if you got 40 feet or 50 feet of reinforced concrete, you probably stop the damn thing. So nothing is totally invulnerable, and yet nothing can't be stopped. The thinner vest, the thinnest vest you can wear, really. The thinner vest is what's saving everybody. All this stuff about having basically you get to 16 layers of Kevlar, you're stopping just about anything on the street. You stop most 44 Magnums at 16 layers. Thinnest thing we make is 18 layers. And then we have a 22-layer vest. Then we get to a 30-layer vest. You're over the top. You're beyond it. You're actually detrimental. There's never been what they call a 3A save on a 3A vest. The level, anybody know what I'm talking about, this 3A? The government decided to classify vests. They got level 1, which is a horrible vest. You should never wear that. Never wear level 1. That's 8 layers. It'll stop at 38 and a 22, and that's it. Any 9mm, any Magnum, 22 Magnum, whatever, goes through. So you never get a level 1 vest. Level 2A is about what you want. That's basically 18 layers Kevlar, and that just works real fine. And 22 layers, it's a little more protection, it's a little more weight. The real danger is not that you're going to get shot with some overloaded 44 Magnums going through the vest. The real danger is you're going to get shot when you don't have the vest on in the first place. And this has happened over and over and over again. Cops are getting killed, and innocent, good guys getting killed because they don't have the body armor on, not because, some guy's got his 88 Magnum shooting through schools. Boom. Escort. Like, I got to find my way to the bathroom. Oh, come this way with me. Yes. Well, anyway. It though. Yeah, look what's good.
You need the mic? Yeah, right. Okay, we're about to roll off.
Proof. The neat thing here, if you have the gun go off accidentally, it contains the bullet right in here. We got the world's first bulletproof holster. And it contains it right in there. And you don't shoot your 5-year-old kid in the side of the head. Don't shoot your partner in the groin. We have, it also carries an extra magazine. In case you missed some of the first 16 rounds, you moron. It's been done, right? Okay, here's, first up is Winchester Black Talon 180 grain. And, boy, assuming I could hit this one shot. See, if I did this without the phone book, I have done it without the phone book, it ain't no fun at all, okay? My chest would look like a hunk of hamburger. You guys got to do this maybe once in 20 years. I've done it as much as 3 times in a week. And, yeah, it ain't fun. The guys who've actually been shot in combat, and we've had 580 some of them here, been hit on the street, excitement, and they just felt a light little push or a sting like. It was, no, we've never had anybody just totally go, ugh. For you, notice I'm not violating the 180-degree rule. Okay. Sorry, may I hit the right spot here? It's kind of hard to get a good sight picture of this. For you guys taking still pictures, I'll go 3, 2, 1, bang. Okay. 3, 2, 1, bang. I've done this before. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Yow, that hurts. Just a second, we got a surprise for you. It's hot lead. Yep, here it is. It's the Black Talon, 40 S&W. Anybody want it? Pass it around. It's still kind of warm. I got a whack there. I'm not so sure about this Corbon. You can see here it worked the rehearsal. That's quite a whack. This Corbon is a lot harder, a lot faster bullet, loaded with more powder. And you know, just in case the vest doesn't work, in case it doesn't work, I want to make sure this phone book's going to stop, you know, the Corbon, so that you know, I don't get hurt.
I got milk all over my video camera, man.
Oh well. Well, fucking well. Well, okay.
That was our cereal. Gonna use it anyway.
Well, I guess the best better work, eh?
Is that low-fat milk?
We don't do fat jokes, okay? Hey, I'm a middle-aged man. Hey, I just turned 50 last week. That's a well, work the rehearsal. I'm going to take this off for safety, okay? Okay, you ready? Count down. 3, 2, 1. Well, look, there's no metal or anything in no. There's no metal or anything in here, and
Hey, that's mine.
here's your well, here's your bolt. The Corbon did stick in deeper than the other. This is so you pass it around, it's just ordinary, you know, soft cloth that you can wear. You can tell a bad vest. I see them all the time. You see a cop stopped on a highway. He's giving a guy a ticket. I was looking for the little tits in the back. And that's a vest that was just made by people who just want to meet the spec and not save the guys. Second chance, this is oink oink, toot your horn time. Second chance to save more American law enforcement officers than all other body armors combined, even though we only sell about 20% of the vests. So that works out pretty good. Now the embarrassing thing, we saved 2 guys from rifles in our rifle-proof vests. We did save 2 guys so far in Yugoslavia, or whatever.
Pretty neat stuff. Yeah, it sure is.
Right below,
Blew out anybody.
well, he can move a little more.
Oh, no, we have plenty of room. I just here?
Yep. No, I'm over here.
Caliber, 7.62. Same diameter as your You ever put it for years, you just have it around for those, clean them up, jam them in, they work. Good.
No, we won't.
thing to be. Do you know, buddy.
Block. Is it a Lincoln or a Chrysler?
I don't know. Nobody knows. Is it Lincoln?
Well, that might be better. I tell you, because this
I want all the gun crews and gunners to stand by their weapons. All right, everybody, all the gunners stand up next to your weapons. As they said in First Blood, this picture's for Soldier of Fortune. Well, the guy's taking a picture, Paul, and you're telling me that you're... Yeah. Okay, everybody. Gunners, lock and load. We're going to introduce the weapons again. On the right flank, we have the M60 General Purpose Machine Gun. It is not the worst machine gun ever used by the U.S. Armed Forces. That honor or dishonor goes to the French Chouchou, used by the American Expeditionary Force in World War I. It is not even the second worst machine gun used by American Armed Forces. That dishonor goes to the M73/219 coaxial tank machine gun. However, it is in solid third place as the worst machine gun ever used by us. I can inform you that as of very recently, the last couple of weeks, it has been totally removed from U.S. Marine Corps inventory and replaced by a far superior machine gun. It is also being replaced from U.S. Army inventory and being replaced by the M249. Despicable, disgusting history is about to end. This gun fires at a very comfortable 550 rounds per minute. It is in caliber 7.62 NATO. Most of the people that own these and never have trouble are people that just shoot them at machine gun shoots. And they usually sit behind them with little inflatable toilet seats. Oh! Wow! It failed to fire! How about that? Boy, what a perfect comic team you make there! Yes, Ed, try again with a live round. Slowly close the top cover. Take the safety off. What's wrong? The next gun is is that a Finnish RPK? Okay, this is a Chinese RPK, squad automatic weapon, modified by Katker with the, is that a 75 round drum? 75 round drum. fairly high cyclic rate by U.S. standards, about 750 to 800. Still a very reliable design, unlike the gun to the right of it. But anyway, why don't you give us a burst with your RPK? Up. Please, gunners, during the demo, shoot up above the targets. Okay, the next gun is also an RPK. This one with a curved magazine instead of a drum type. Okay, how are we doing with the M60? Oh, the gunner says he's ready to try it again. Okay, Ed, give us a burst. Oh, it didn't fire again. How about that? Okay, well, what can I tell you, folks? Okay, now let's move on to a gun that this next gun is a it started out in life as an MG42, which was also called Hitler Zipper because of its high cyclic rate, which can approach 1,200 rounds per minute. This one, God, what a hell of a... Oh, it fired! Let's hear it for the M60! Okay, God, Ed, you couldn't have done better if we'd rehearsed this. The next gun, bipod gun, is the Communist RPD. It is a belt-fed gun firing the AK or Kalashnikov round, the 7.62 by 39 round. It's a very, very light squad automatic weapon. Early on at the very beginning of the Vietnam War, but it and the rest of the weapons of its vintage were quickly phased out. Go ahead and give us a burst. Weapon has a slow cyclic rate. It's very accurate because, as you can see, the bipod is right up by the muzzle. The trade-off there is that when you move the bipod right up by the muzzle, you decrease the group dispersion, but you increase the difficulty for the operator to engage quickly moving flanking targets on the right or left. The gun literally has to be picked up and physically moved over to the right or left, and that's not very easy to do. 49 as SAW. It's a 5.56 weapon. Again, this year we flew in a Belgian soldier to fire this weapon. You are looking at the only M249 in private hands in the world that has the short para-barrel and the retractable buttstock. The U.S. Army is presently about to adopt the retractable butt passed on the short barrel. So this is a very compact envelope with the retractable stock closed. You've got a belt-fed machine gun in about the size envelope of an MP5 submachine. Okay. The next weapon is a Browning. And these Browning machine guns are still a wonderful mechanism. It's really never been surpassed as far as reliability. Its only failure, it's not really a failure, but the only criticism you can make of it that by today's standards, it's quite a bit too heavy. But it is still a very fine machine gun. Go ahead and give us a burst. Okay. Next gun is an antique machine gun with a fairly interesting history. It's called a potato dip, the turn of the century, around 1895 or something like that. It's called a potato digger because this gas-operated machine gun has an operating lever that some of you may be able to see it. The cyclic rate is very slow on this gun, less than 500. And if you look directly under the barrel toward the front, when he fires it, you may see the operating lever moving up and down. And that's the reason it has to be used on a fairly high mount. before we go to the next weapon, I would like to say a few words about the man behind the potato digger firing it. His name is Tom Foster. He is my research assistant. He's also what we call the RSM, or Regimental Sergeant Major out here. He's the person that you never hear about, never gets any publicity, but he's the one that principally puts all this very tight, and it has to be kept lubricated, or it'll stop running. It's not the greatest as far as reliability, but it is a beautifully made machine gun, and you still occasionally see it in some places in Africa or some places like that. This particular specimen is interesting because you people get to see it mounted on a Bren gun tripod. And that may sound very strange to you, like it's been jury-rigged by this shooter, who, by the way, is from Cadre Supply. They have a booth up at our expo, and they have a lot of fascinating accessories and weapons for sale, and they're certainly worth a very close look. But the fact is that after World War II, when the Israelis were really scraping the bottom of the barrel for weapons, they acquired a number of MG-34s. Some were made at the first time. Oh, he's got his fingers crossed. Okay. This one has an experimental lightweight barrel on it. The last M60 used by the Marine Corps was called the M60E3. They supposedly made a lot of major improvements in the M60E3. They lightened it. They lightened the barrel. The only problem was that when they took it to Desert Storm, the Marines found that the SACO defense had lightened the barrel so much that when you fired the gun, sustained fire roll, the barrel slumped. That is, they melted and bent. So, what can I say? I don't think he's going to fire it enough for the barrel to bend here, but let's everybody keep their fingers crossed, and let's give us a very short burst from a very bad machine gun. Oh, let's hear it. Wow. You just think he fired a two-shot burst. The gun really jammed. Okay, we're going to skip a few guns and come back to them. Okay, Ralph, you have ball in there? Ball? Solid, what ball? Ammo. We have a lot of older gunners on the line, and this poor fellow who was given a pass for this weekend from the nursing home, no, he says he doesn't have any tracer, okay, so, okay, Ralph, now that I've made a fool out of you and you hate my guts, here we have one of my favorite machine guns. This is a Stoner 63A. It was used by as almost all of you know, by the U.S. Navy SEALs in Vietnam. It's a 5.56 caliber machine gun that can be put into a number of configurations, which include a carbine, a rifle, a solenoid-operated vehicle or aircraft gun, right-hand feed, left-hand feed, or the configuration that he's going to shoot it in, which was never really adopted, to my knowledge, by anybody. We call this the Bren gun configuration because the magazine is up on top. This is a very interesting variation, and one that is, in my opinion, it's a pity that nobody ever adopted it in this configuration. Go ahead, Ralph, and give us a burst. Okay, it fires at a little high rate. Jerry, what is that one going, about 850? Yeah, you're going to count to 6. Okay. Wow, let's hear it. All right. Next gun is another favorite of mine. it, like all of Chuck Kramer's guns, this one, he promises us that it'll work this year. It's leaking a lot all over his the shoes he bought at Goodwill Industries, and but he promises. We call Chuck Pigboat because he used to be in nuclear submarines. And if you look at his cap, it says bottom gun. He classic gun from the World War I vintage, and also used by the British in World War II. It was until the mid-70s in caliber 7.62 NATO used by the South African Defense Force. There's a very fine machine gun. Go ahead, Chuck, and give us a burst. Okay, see, that's firing at about 550. Do you notice how much slower that sounds than the FAL that was firing at quite a bit higher rate? Next gun is another 30 caliber Browning. This one is the water cooled. It's called the M1917A1. Let's see, who's firing it? Is that Marilyn Chambers? Oh, no, sorry. Richard's wife. I'm sorry, Richard. I couldn't see from the back, okay. Anyway, this is a water-cooled gun. Fires at about, don't turn it on me, honey. It fires at about 550. It was the standard U.S. Army medium machine gun, although the nomenclature would indicate the World War I era. It was. Okay, the next gun is a FN FALO. This is similar to the FNG1 FAL, but this is the actual heavy barrel version, which is got a bipod and a much heavier barrel. It was intended to be used as a squad automatic weapon. It was not successful for a number of reasons. First of all, it bottom fed, so you can't use a long magazine, or it will monopod on the magazine. The cyclic rate's a little bit too high, and it's not terribly controllable in full auto. So go ahead, Dennis, and give us a burst. Okay, that was great, Dennis. We really loved it. Okay, now we move to something a little more interesting. That's a great crowd pleaser. The greatest heavy machine gun ever devised. People, it is still the turret machine gun on the M1 Abrams main battle tank. Still, it far supersedes in quality and tactical deployment value of the Russian Dashika, its only serious competition. This is Mother Deuce, the M2 heavy barrel, 50 caliber Browning machine gun. The 700 grain bullet comes out of the muzzle at over 3,000 feet per second. It is effective out to ranges past 1,500 meters. It can be used today still against light-skinned vehicles, but its principal value, in my opinion, is as an anti-personnel weapon, because anyone struck by this bullet will have a very severe headache. Okay, go ahead and give us a burst. Okay, some of you may have noticed as he fires this burst, and watch how much rearward movement he's getting when he's firing it. Go ahead and fire. Okay, now we have, we're going to go back. Yeah, okay. We're doing things a little out of sequence, people, because some of the people are going to fire a little tracer, and here we have a very rare machine gun that we've never had out here before. let me get my notes out. This is a Danish Manson. This particular one was used in Thailand. And it is a short recoil operated weapon. It is gas assisted. Okay, it's a derivative of this is the model 1950, but it goes back to the year of 19. I hope I'm not moving rearward. Okay, well, we don't worry about stuff like that. Maybe during the manufacturer's demo, we don't give a rat's ass about a firearm. The next gun, and I want the operator to stand up and hold the gun pointing the muzzle downrange, hold the gun in the air, because you will never see anything like this again. This gun is called the LMR, which stands for Low Maintenance Rifle. It's a 5.56 rifle. It was made by TRW in 1971. It's got an M14 bipod, an M60 trigger pack, and it uses M16 magazines. The buttstock, barrel jacket, and gas tube are made out of fiberglass. It's gas operated. It has a very low cyclic rate of 400 to 450. Only 4 of these were ever made. The first 3 are in military museums. This is serial number 4, and its owner consented to bring it out here so that you people could see something incredibly unusual, something that nobody else anyplace has an opportunity to see, especially being fired. You can go look at it, the other 3 in a museum, but you will. Notice how slow it was. Let's hear the hand for the guy that. On a rare gun like this, a lot of owners would not bring them out and even fire them, but he's just as crazy as the rest of us machine gun collection vehicle. Okay, we've got a gun we had out here last year, and I thought you'd like to see it again. It's a General Electric M134 caliber 7.62 minigun. It fires at 4,000 rounds per minute, where the man who generously supplied the ammo and who will fire it, who is renting machine guns, I believe, on the other side down there. For those of you that would like to pull a trigger on a rapid fire gun, but he is going to fire, for your sake, 100 straight rounds of solid tracer. However, those of you that have a blinking problem, I would advise you, especially some of these older folks sitting out there that look like they're half asleep, I would advise them to take a pair of toothpicks to hold their eyelids open, because people, it takes only 1.6 seconds for all 100 of those rounds to go down range. Okay. All right, here he goes. I forgot to inform you that this gun was provided by our good friend Kent Lamont, who also, by the way, Jonathan Senior has a set of tables at our expo, and he's got some fascinating things that are worth seeing. And Kent Lamont, who probably his twin mags out here again. And I want to talk about them for a little bit, because those of you who follow the military, especially those of you who are, oh, well, so what? Clark County, do we need to take care of that right away or what? Okay. Okay, now let's get on with it. What the hell? All right. Kent's big problem is that he is known in machine gun circles as Constant Lamont, which means he doesn't understand what the word fire discipline means. And it's been bothering me for years that he comes out here and everybody else introduces a gun and shoots 3 or 4 rounds, and he just hawked the show. So I have been working with him all year, people, telling him that he can never come back again. He can't get on the line unless he learns to fire a 4 or 5 round burst through the mag. And his wife tells me he's been practicing, and he has promised that so you can just hear it, so that you'll know for a change what a short burst sounds like from this gun, that's what he'll do. But let me tell you that the Marine Corps, when they got rid of the M60, has just adopted the mag. The Marines will be serviced with a very wonderful machine gun. And now Kent Lamont has given me his word of honor that he's going to give us no more than a 5 round burst through the twin mags. Go ahead, let's hear 5 rounds. I guess he never learned to count. Okay, we've been told that we've got to speed it up because we've got a fire. So everybody off. Ready on the firing line. Let it! That is what I and everybody on this fog line thinks of the BATF and Janet Reno and goddamn Bill Clinton. You're not going to take our guns away, you assholes!
So there you go, Legs. That's for you, buddy. The Muffin Man. Did that look like fun or what? I used to do it for a living, but I just had to pay to come out and watch. But man, that looked like fun. This is the forest brush fire they started with all the tracer ammunition. I can't believe it. Hi everybody in Antarctica, this is Chris Hammergren. I'm at the Soldier of Fortune Convention 1993. And what we're going to see is three different things. We're going to see some silenced weapons, then we're going to see a guy shoot himself in the chest with, he's wearing body armor. He's going to do it a couple of times. And then we're going to see a firepower demonstration of automatic weapons, everything from 9mm up to these Vulcans and 50 cal. I'm filming this after the show. As you look in the background, you can see the huge brush fire they started with all the tracer ammo and the explosives. But it was great. You guys have a great season and be safe down there. I'm sure missing you. And you guys will get cards and letters. You'll hear from me. So have a great season.